channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Cheri. Today I'm going to talk to you about Disney's Magical Express. Hopefully a lot of you, some of you, fingers crossed, have a trip to Disney World planned for this summer. And I thought it might be helpful to talk about Disney's Magical Express. So, Disney's Magical Express is complimentary transportation service from MCO, which is Orlando International Airport, to the Disney resorts. Now, it only services the Disney-owned Disney resorts. If you're staying at Shades of Green, the Swan and Dolphin, or the Four Seasons, you have to find alternate transportation options. So, the Magical Express operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, so no matter what time you are coming in, you can use the Magical Express. There are a couple of little caveats to that, and I'll go ahead and talk about them in a second, but I'm just going to kind of walk you through the entire process and what you need to do and how it works. So the first thing that you are going to do is when you have your Disney resort reservation and you have your flight information, as soon as you have that information, if you use a travel agent, your travel agent will do it for you probably automatically, but you'll want to let them know you want to take the Magical Express. If you booked on your own, there are a couple ways that you can do it. You can register your flight information and request the Magical Express online. I will go ahead and leave the link in the description box below because it's not a pretty easy link. It's not like magicalexpress.com. It's not like that. So I will go ahead and leave it down below, or you can call. I'm going to leave the number right here for you and in the description box below. But you can do either one of those two things. You'll want to have your resort confirmation number with you, and you'll also want to have your flight information, your flight number, and your arrival time. And what they will do is they are going to register you for the Magical Express. You have to do this at least 14 days prior to your arrival. It does not matter if you're arriving domestically or internationally, and I'll talk about that more in a second. So what's going to happen is after you register, you are going to get something, I'm going to cover up my address, like this in the mail. Know that it has, it says the Magical Express on it, so if you have a surprise trip, keep an eye out in your mailbox so in case people don't know this is coming, whatever. So, this, I shouldn't say it comes right after you register. I think this usually comes, okay, so this trip that I got this for was May 1st, and this came on February 28th. So kind of far in advance, I guess. But you do need to leave time for them to send it, which is why you need to do it at least 14 days in advance. So when it comes, there's like a little letter inside with a little barcode, and then there are luggage tags, which I'll talk about in a second. And then on here, it's going to give you some information and different steps to take, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through each one of those steps. And it'll also have your flight information, and you'll be asked to enter in your arrival information and then your departure information, because you can use the Magical Express for both arrival and departure, or maybe just arrival or just departure, whatever you want to do. And so what you're going to do is you are going to get these luggage tags, and they're kind of like the ones you get at the airport. You know, they're sticky all the way on the back, and you just peel off a certain part of it, and you're going to stick it on your luggage. You're going to get one luggage tag per person on your reservation. If you need more luggage tags, you are going to go ahead and call the number that is in the description box below and let them know you need more luggage tags, preferably as soon as possible, because they need to have time to get them to you. So as you can see, this stay was for the All-Star Music. We didn't use these luggage tags. I can't remember why we didn't use them. And then I think we changed resorts. I think that was it. And then it says AK because it's the Animal Kingdom resort area, because the buses are shared between the different resort areas. So when you get to the airport, before you get to the airport, you're going to tag this to your bag. All the bags that you are checking that are going to go underneath the plane, that you pick up a baggage carousel normally, those are the bags that you're going to put these on. And then you are going to get on the plane, and you are going to have your little letter, and you are going to have your magic bands. It is helpful if you have one or both of these items, and I'll tell you why in a second. So you are gonna get on the plane and you're gonna get off the plane, and this is where it kind of depends on where you're coming from. So if you are arriving internationally, you're not going to get these luggage tags. You can still ride the Magical Express, but you're going to need to claim your luggage in customs, and you are going to get your luggage and you're going to proceed directly to the Magical Express, which you're going to go to the main terminal, and there are instructions on here, and anywhere you go, when you look above, it'll say Magical Express. It's going to tell you where to go. So I'm going to read you exactly what it says on how to get there. Take the train from your gate to the main terminal. You arrive on level 3. Proceed to Terminal B to access Disney's Magical Express located on level 1. Please note that Terminal B level 1 can only be accessed from level 3 of the airport. Follow the airport signs to the Magical Express. So basically, when you come out, you're gonna kind of keep going down, and you're gonna go past all the rental cars to the very end, and you're gonna keep walking and walking and walking, and that's where it is. Now, if you arrive domestically and you arrive between the hours of 5 a.m. and 10 p.m., these luggage tags are going to make it so that you don't have to go pick up your checked luggage. Disney will automatically grab your bags and deliver them to the resort. If you arrive after 10 p.m., and that includes like if you had a flight delay or something and your watch is after 10 p.m., you need to go and gather your own bags from the baggage claim and proceed to the Magical Express area. And then as long as you arrive after 5 a.m., the Magical Express will take care of your baggage. Okay, so now you've arrived at the Magical Express. You're gonna get in line. Sometimes there's never a line, sometimes there's long lines. And you're either gonna have your magic band, or you're gonna have this little letter with you, and you're gonna go to the kiosk and they're gonna scan one of those items. They're gonna say you need your letter. If you have a magic band, you don't really need your letter. And they are going to check you in, and they're going to tell you to get into one of the, I think, 11 different lines. And the lines have to do with which area you're staying in. That's why these say like AK, because these are Animal Kingdom area resorts. And you will wait in that line. I've waited in the line for like an hour. And I've not waited in line. I have like gone to the line that they told me to get into, and then they put me right on the bus, and then we took off. So note that when you take the Magical Express, it could take anywhere from like 60 to 90 minutes to get to your resort. So just keep that in mind, because what's going to happen is you are going to wait in that line, and then you're going to wait for the bus to come, and then they have to check everybody in again to make sure you're on the right bus. Then they're gonna put you on the bus, and then when that bus is full or semi-full, then the bus is gonna leave. So you may time it right, and you may get lucky, and you may not wait at all, or you may have to. We've gotten there like late at night before, like when there's a cheer competition, and we're staying at an all-star resort, and we waited for the bus like an hour plus, and then another like 30-40 minutes to get to the resort. So just be prepared for that. Okay, so when you are getting on the bus, it's just like a coach, motor coach, and your luggage will go underneath, and then you will get on the bus, and they play this like lovely little video. It gets me so excited for the trip because I know it's coming, and I just love it. It annoys some people. There's like, they play like some cartoons in there, and then there's also like some trivia, which we've seen a million times and we know all the answers, but it's still fun. And then you're gonna get off the bus at your resort. Now those buses could make, I don't know, 3-4 stops before you get to your resort. So do keep that in mind. And then when you get to your resort, the bus driver will unload your luggage. It is customary to tip. We usually tip $2 for the first bag, and then $1 for each additional bag. Okay, so then you're gonna check into your hotel room, and maybe you did online check-in, maybe you have to go to the front desk, and then you're gonna go do your thing. And then magically, later in the day, when you come back to your room, your bags that you checked with these little stickers are going to magically be in your room. It can take up to 4 hours for your bags to come. So do keep that in mind. Like say you're arriving and it's late, like it's at 9 o'clock, your bags might not get there until midnight. I've heard of that happening before, because just like the Magical Express is like taking everybody, the luggage department is picking up the luggage and then having to deliver it to all the resorts, and then it has to go to all the rooms. So if you need your luggage immediately, definitely keep it with you. If you need certain items, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll bring a little roller bag, and that'll have what we need kind of for the day. And then our check bags is like everything else. So one question about that a lot of people ask is, can I put these tags on my bags and not take the Magical Express and take an Uber or a taxi and like bypass my resort and go directly to the parks? No. If you are not checked into the Magical Express, they are not going to take your bags. So unfortunately, I think a lot of people would do that, and it does not work that way. I'm sorry. Okay, and now for the return. So it's a similar process, but in kind of reverse. So the day before you depart, you are going to get an envelope on your door, and because you have pre-registered your flights, Disney knows what time you are going to depart. And in that envelope, you're going to have a letter, and the letter is going to tell you what time the Magical Express is going to pick you up at your resort. So if you are flying on certain airlines, they do have resort airline check-in. And so it's on the letter, and I'm just going to tell you, Alaska, American, JetBlue, United, Delta for domestic flights only, and Southwest Airline do allow, in most cases, resort airline check-in. And so what that's going to mean is in that envelope, you are going to have your boarding passes already printed out. And then what you can do is you can go to the resort airline check-in. That is different than the like the Bell Services desk. I feel like for a lot of the resorts, if not all the resorts, it is not located like at Bell Services. It is outside of the front door of the resort. And as long as your flight is after 8 a.m., you can, in most cases, and it's going to tell you in that little envelope, if you can check your baggage there. And so then they'll weigh your bags, they will check you in for your flight, and then you can go and do whatever you want. And the next time you see your bag will be at the baggage carousel at your airport when you get home. If you are not eligible or don't want to do that, you can always check your bags at Bell Services for the day and do whatever it is that you want, and then go gather them. And then when it is time, outside of all the resorts, you'll see the sign that says Disney's Magical Express. A lot of people refer to it as Disney's Tragical Express because it means your Disney trip is over. And at the assigned time, you do have to have a reservation. The bus driver can deny you boarding if you have not made a reservation in advance, and they're going to ask for your paper that was delivered the day before, and you'll put your bags underneath, and it will take you to the airport, and it will drop you off right where you picked it up at the beginning of your trip. So know that at the assigned time, you have to be there at that assigned time. We've actually missed the Magical Express before. We were at Disney Springs and we waited forever for a bus to get back to, I think we were Santa Wilderness Lodge, and we were like 5 minutes late and we had missed it, and so we had to take an Uber to the airport. So be there on time, because the way that they schedule them and the way that they run, it's not like another one would be around like in an hour or something. Like, the next one was like at our flight time. So keep that in mind. Do not miss your bus, and yeah. So that is everything about the Magical Express. We personally love using it. We love that, especially when my son was younger, that we did a couple things. So we didn't have to deal with the luggage, so we would fly with like just a bag, and we each would have a bag, and then he would be in the stroller, and it would be super easy because we wouldn't be like going through the airport with all this stuff. The other thing is because it's considered a bus, you do not need a car seat. In fact, you cannot have a car seat on the Magical Express. They will ask you to put it underneath. So that is really, it's a nice feature to not to have to lug a car seat if you don't have to have a car seat. And just the convenience of it, it just makes it so easy and a little bit more affordable because you don't have to rent a car, because between the Magical Express and then the transportation options available to you at the park, you don't need a car if you don't want to have one. So that is all about the Magical Express. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. I think I covered everything I'm pretty sure I did, but if I forgot something, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I have a lot more kind of like Disney trip videos, kind of like the steps to take as you go on a Disney trip coming up in the future. So if you'd like to see more, don't forget to like this video and please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!